Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have already discussed about that things with you. That is our project total right now. That is actually our project and that is our database, right? So right now when you logging with the user, that means if you logging with the user and if you click as a logging, so right now you can actually access that dashboard. So you can actually access this dashboard because of all in our previous section I have already discussed about that things with you. That is our web, right? So into the web.php here you can see. So that is our default one. That means when it will be as a normal user, then return view one of the dashboard. That means the dashboard page is now loaded, right? So into the route, so if you go to our resources, into the resources, when you install Laravel by default authentication system, and that is the dashboard is now loaded. So right now that's the dashboard is loaded, right? So and now I want to change it, and also there is another one for the admin. That means when you logging with the admin, then also it's redirect to another view page as a dashboard. That means the appropriate same page, right? So for the reasons both of these actually the same. So right now I want to distinguish with the two different theme. So when you logging with the user, then I want to load this theme, and when you logging with the admin, then I want to load this theme. Okay. So how can do that work very easily, step by step? I will show you that things with a live example. So for doing this, first of all, I want to change our user. So right now I am locking that user. So if you now go, that means right now we have to work for our this particular area. So that is a return view of the dashboard, right? And first of all, I want to complete this portion, then I will complete that admin portion. So if you want to do that work, I want to do into the view area. So that is our view folder. Into the view folder, but I want to create another new folder, and I name it as a user. Okay, I name it as a user, this type of one of the folder. And to the user folder area, I want to create two of this file. I just open it, click as a save as, and I name it. One file will be as user master, user underscore master dot blade dot php. Okay, so this type of one of the page I want to create, and also I want to create another page. I click as a new file and I click as a save as, and I just name it as a index dot blade dot php. So in fundamental I have already discussed about that things with you. That will be just like that same. How much easily we'll did that work, I show you, everything will be very clear to you. So friend, here I have created two of this file, right? So now I want to load our theme. So for our user, I want to load this theme. Okay, so this theme related every CSS and the JSS first of all I want to take. So if you want to take it, go to our directory. That means here, as I told you, I will share this folder with you. So that is our project theme, and now that is our test theme. So first of all, we have to take this panel, and that means that they have all that our asset, that means CSS, JSS, and all the images. So now I simply copy it, and now go to our project directory. Into the project directory, that is our public folder, and here I want to create one of the new folder. Okay, I want to create one of the new folder, and I just name it as a user backend. Okay, user backend. So this type of one of the folder I simply created, and here I want to paste our all that asset file. So that means for our user theme and all that asset file. Okay, so that is our panel. So now it's actually pasted on particular that position. So now we have to work in our another area. That means right now go to our, so they have the index page, there is a logging page, and there is a register page. If you open that logging HTML, so that I will also updated that portion. That means this one. Okay, so you can see that is perfectly now saved in our public. So to the public, I have created one of the folder as a user backend, and into the backend area I just simply paste that panel, right? So that is actually our panel. So now first of all I want to work in our index. I open it with the sublink text. So I simply open it. So you can actually segment it very different way. So right now I want to make it very easy. Like I just select everything from to this position. I select it, and now right now we don't need this. And in our user I have created as a user master blade, right? So into the master area I want to load everything. I simply paste it. So there have all that CSS, that means the JSS file, and all that our body tag. You can see there is a total code, that is all that is static code, and also there is all that CSS, right? So CSS, JSS, and then they have the three portion. That means if you go to, right now we don't need this. If you go here, right, they have one of the header, there is one of the sidebar, and that is our main content part. So you can actually segment it with the sidebar and the header. So I will do the things for our this theme. Okay, so right now that is very simple, one of the theme. I only want to do and to segment our this content part. Okay, so that will be our content part. So first of all, I want to actually find out this appropriate location, and also before doing this we have to update it all that our CSS and the JSS. So now first of all, let's do that work. So that is our user master .blade.php. Here that is our panel, right? So now I want to do, before this panel I have created another folder. I have created another folder as a user backend, right? So now first of all I want to add that as a user. That means I select multiple at a time. Okay, so I select multiple at a time, and then that is our GIF. So you have to also update it, that GIF later. So right now I first of all want to update our all that CSS. So that is our user backend, right? So that is our user backend folder. So now we have to add everything into the asset. So in fundamental I have already discussed about that things with you. That will be as a asset. Asset means, as I told you, that is our root directory. That means a public root directory, right? So that is actually our public root. So its asset means it should be started from to this position. Then I have created as a user backend and then the panel. Okay, so that is a user backend and the panel. So now I just simply copy it or cut it, and then I select everything at a time. Okay, and I simply paste it. So now we have to update it, that link. That means here right now I cut it, and here I paste it. I simply cut it also from to this position, and then into the asset area I simply paste it. So that will be just like that same. I paste it. That will be same. I cut it, and here I paste it. Okay, so perfect. And there is another one as a style. So right now I also want to do and to cut it, and then here I paste it. So now it's appropriately perfect. So that is our public, and then our user backend folder, then the panel folder, and the asset. Perfect. Okay friends, so now we have to do the same things for our JS file. So right now here you can see there is all that our JS file. So I also want to do and to select at a time with the pressing that control, and then I select that panel and the panel. I select that panel. There is also another one. Okay, I select everything. So now I want to add that as a our folder name as a user backend. Okay, so that is be our user backend, and then I want to add that our asset format. That means that will be better. I want to make it very easy. So that will be as an asset, and then into the asset area here we have to add it, right? So now I simply cut it, and then that will be the same. Okay, that will be the same. I want to do and to select at a time better. Okay, I paste it, and then there is another one. So I select it and paste it. So we have to update it, that link. That means right now I cut it, and here it should be in particular in our asset area, rather than it should be not getting that our appropriate path link. Okay, so now I simply paste it. I cut it and then paste it. So that will be the same. I cut it and then I paste it. There's another one. I cut it and paste it. That will be the another one. I cut it and paste. So that will be same. Okay, I simply updated that portion first, and then I cut and then I paste. Also there another one, I paste it. Also there is another one, I paste it, and then the another one, I simply paste it. Okay, and there is a last one. I cut it and then here I paste it. Perfect. So friend, we have updated our all that CSS, and also we have updated that JS, right? So right now I want to segment our, you can also update it that images as per your demands. I think you already know what exactly the things you have to do. Only that same condition. First of all, that will be one of the our folder name, and then like there is one of the GIF, right? So here also we have to update our same asset. Okay, asset, and then into the asset area here we have to pass it. So that will be actually the same. I just simply cut it right now, this gif, and here I simply paste it. Okay, so that will be actually loaded. That means the preloaded, and if you want to do that things for here, you can also add it. So better right now, that is our logo png. Okay, so for the logo I want to update this portion, so that will be as an asset. Okay, that will be as an asset, and then better I cut it, or sorry, I copy it, and then here I paste it. So here also you have to add that our folder name as a backend, right? So I simply add that as a user backend, right? So that will be as a user backend. So now I simply cut it. That means this logo should be visible. So that is the same process actually. Into the asset area you have to add it. Perfect. So now friend, I want to segment. I want take that part, that means this part in our here, and only this part I want to take. Okay, so this part I want to take into the index space. So that means that part always will be as updatable, right? So that is our for our every pages, our sidebar will be same, our header will be same, and only I want to change that this portion. That means this area will be our total EL part, right? So in fundamental, I have already discussed about that things with you. So right now it's not to be very much hard for you. Like you can see, that is our header part. So right now I minimize it. So that is our header, and then actually this is started from to this some text goes here, right? So now first of all I want to find out this portion. I only want to take this part. So there is our view all, the password, and you can see there is our and sidebar. That means there is our and header, and after that there is our sidebar. So I don't need this sidebar also. I only want to take, you can see there is our sidebar, right? And then that is our main content part, that is the content wrapper, right? That is a middle content wrapper. That means here I want to get this part. So if you want to get it, that is I minimize it. Okay, you can see that is actually the started from to this position, and that is our and on here. And also that is our another div, and this div is ended in particular that area. Perfect. So now I cut it. Okay, I simply cut with this comment, I cut it, and now in our index here I want to paste it. Okay, I want to paste it. Perfect. Okay, so right now that means this portion will be what? This portion will be our EL part, remember? So now I want to change it. So here I make it as a yield, means @yield, right? So that will be as a yield part, and into the yield area I want to add one of the ID. I just name it as a user ID. Okay friend, so now we have to do here, we have to load our this index, right? That means this portion should be now loaded in particular this yield area, because every time our this part will be updated. That means every time our sidebar will be same, header will be same, only our this part will be updated, right? So right now I want to do, that is our EL part. So if you want to add these things on here, we have to extend it, right? So that now in our index, into the index area I want to add that @extends. Okay, extends, and extend will be what? Extend will be our particular, that is in our user folder, and into the user folder that is our file name as a user_master, right? So now I name it as a user, and then user file name as a _master. Okay, so that will be our extended file. And also here I put one of the ID, that means our this section ID will be started from this ID. So for the reasons here we have to add one of this section. So I added that section. So section, our section ID name will be as a user. Okay, so that's all we have to do. So now automatically this section, all that content will be loaded in our particular this yield area. Okay, so now also we have to end this section. So after this, that means total our this div, and here after this I make it as and then section. Okay, perfect. That means this page now will be loaded in particular this yield area. Okay, and rest of this I want to save it in our this file as a user masterblade.file. Okay friends, so right now I am already logged in, right? So that is our default one as a dashboard, as I told you. So that is our web. Into the web I have already that is our user portion. For the user, there is a slash dashboard and it's return view one of the dashboard. So that means in our view area, so this dashboard page is now loaded. So now I want to change it. I want to actually access our this user folder, this index. Okay, that means this index. So when it should be accessed, this index automatically it should be extended. That means it should be get all that our header, sidebar and the css and the jss file from our this user master. You can see I have already loaded that extension. That means they extend our this file and then our id. That means this id will be set in our this yield area. Okay, so now I want to load this index page. So if you want to load it, that means that is our return view. Into the return view, that is a view and then the user folder and then index. So now I want to change it. It should be as a user folder and then our file name as index. Perfect. So that's all you have to do. I hope friend is very much clear to you. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, I click as a save all and now go there. Now I refresh it. Yes, you can see our preloader is loaded and our total dashboard is now become totally changed. Okay friends, you can see how much easily we did that work. So right now I am already logged in. For the reasons I can actually access this dashboard. So if you want to access this dashboard, I only change that our view file locations right now. That is actually loaded our user and that is the index, right? So that is our user index, means it's now redirected to our user folder and there is the index file. So that is our index file. So this part is loaded. So from to this position I get all that our css, header and the sidebar. So with our this user master. Okay, if you want to check it, I show you, then everything will be very clear to you. Like I just remove it. Okay, that means into the section area, as I told you, our this portion as our this section. Okay, so right now if you put anything in particular that position, now click as a save all and now if you go there, click as a refresh. Yes, you can see our header is the same, our sidebar is the same, only our this portion is totally become changed. Okay, so for the reasons here I simply load this part. So right now I click as a Ctrl Z. So now it's okay with me. I hope friend it's very much clear to you. So with this user master, from here I get that our header, I get that our JSS file and the CSS, all that file, right? For the reasons everything is actually same. So now if you click as a save all again, now refresh it again. Yeah, now you can see it's now perfectly updated. So now friend I want to actually right now I'm already logged in. So if you click as a here, I want to update that logout portion. So if you click as a logout, then it will be redirected to our logging page. So how can working with this logout in our next video, I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.